Om Shri Sai Ram. A very hearty Sai Ram to your dear children. Hope you have understood the previous classes. So we covered the districts coming under the Bangalore divisions and the different aspects. Today we shall study about the different aspects of Mysore division. So welcome to this class. So Mysore is another administrative division of our Karnataka. It was the capital of Wadayars, Mysore Wadayars. It was their capital. There are 8 districts coming under the Mysore division, namely Mysuru, Mandya, Hasan, Chikmagaluru, Udupi, Dakshina Kannada, Chamarajanagar and Kodagu. The administrative center, so for the division, the head is Mysore division. Many of the rich districts of Karnataka come under this division. Why rich? Because the land is very fertile. We have a lot of natural resources. There is a good rainfall compared to other parts of Karnataka. And the division is famous for its rivers, mountain ranges. Then we have forests, wildlife, coffee plantation, coasts and ports. Because in the whole of Karnataka, only we have this Udupi, Dakshina Kannada and also the Uttara Kannada district where we have the coastal line. So, history of this Mysore division. Mysore, the history of Mysore begins with the Ganga rule, Gangas of Talakadu near Mysore. So, it was the capital of Gangas, Talakadu. Later on, Mysore became the capital under the rule of Cholas, then Hoysalas and Vijayanagara kings. Later on, from Talakadu, the capital shifted to Mysore. Mysore was under the rule of Wadayars for many centuries. Wadayars were the kingly family, the royal family of Mysore. And for some years it was also under the rule of Hyder Ali and Tippu Sultan. Now, Mysore is called Mahishanadu historically as well as mythologically, Pauranikavagi. According to mythological stories, that is Puranic stories, the goddess Parvati killed Mahishasura in the form of Chamundeshwari. So Mahishasura was a demon and he was Asura. He was killed by Mother Chamundeshwari. So Mysuru, it gets the name Mysuru. The place where Mahisha was killed became Mysuru. Yaduraya was the first ruler of this Wadayar dynasty. The name Yaduraya, it is told that they came from North India and settled here. Wadayar is the most, Chikkadevaraya Wadayar is the most famous king among the Wadayars, Chikkadevaraya, because of his welfare activities, because he was a love for the people. So he was one of the most famous king. Later on, due to different reasons, the successors of him were not as powerful as Chikkadevaraya Wadayar. But still, today also, the Wadayars are a famous kingly dynasty in Karnataka. So later on, Hyder Ali, who was the military general then, took over the administration. He became powerful, Hyder Ali. He was an ordinary soldier, then rose to the rank and became the chief. He and his son Tippu Sultan ruled Mysore from 1761 to 1799. So there were many conflicts between the British and Hyder Ali and Tippu. There were Anglo-Mysore wars. Tippu waged many wars against the Britishers. He negotiated with the French to dethrone the British rule in India. He also, it is told that he had agreements with the French because the French and the British did not like each other. So it is told that he went to the French to take the help to defeat the British. He also undertook numerous people-friendly measures in his state. So these were the things which Tippu Sultan did. Then Tippu died in the war, in the Anglo-Mysore war in the year 1799. Later on his children were taken as captives. He was imposed a very war indemnity and many things happened which we will be studying in the history later periods. Then the British handed over administration back to the Wadayars later on, because once upon a time it was ruled by Wadayars. Then in the middle Tippu Sultan and Hyder Ali ruled. Later on again it was given back to the Wadayars to administer Mysore. Britishers took over administration again in the year 1831 due to weak administration. When they found that the administration was weak and the Wadayars could not manage, again the British took over the reins of power and started to rule Mysore. In the year 1881, the administration was given back again to Wadayars. In this way, there was a shift from Britishers to the Wadayars. Krishnaraja Wadayar the fourth undertook many people-friendly development measures in the beginning of the 20th century. He gave prominence or importance to education, culture and irrigation. So he was a great ruler. Krishnadeva, that is Krishnaraja Wadayar IV, many developmental projects regarding education, regarding culture, irrigation, helping agriculture, all this took place during the time of Krishnaraja Wadayar IV. Mysore witnessed a marvelous, means a wonderful development under the administration of Diwan. Diwan means that time like the chief minister. So Sir M. Vishweshwaraya, a great visionary, a great engineer, and Sir Mirza Ismail. These two were the famous Diwans, means like the chief ministers at that time of Mysore, and they did a lot of wonderful work and brought Mysore state to the limelight. It was a role model for other states. The Mysore kingdom got integrated into the Republic of India after independence. You know that unification, integration of the country by Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. So during that time, Mysore, which was now ruled by the Wadayars, came under the Republic of India. So it was integrated or came under the rule of the Republic of India. So you can see here Tipu Sultan, so called as the Tiger of Mysore. Krishnaraja Wadayar IV, the famous king of Mysore Wadayars. Then Sir Mirza Ismail, another great Diwan of Mysore. So we have already seen Sir M. Vishweshwaraya in the previous slides. So these were the people who did a lot of work for making Mysore a great model state. The district of this division has history being ruled by different dynasties. Here different dynasties have ruled over this Mysore division. Kodagu was ruled by many dynasties. Haleri dynasty ruled Kodagu, Coorg, Kodagina Kaveri, Talakaveri, the river Kaveri rises there in Kodagu. Haleri dynasty ruled Kodagu from 17th century. There was a dynasty called Haleri dynasty. Bidanuru was the capital. Dodda Veerappa is the most famous king of this Haleri dynasty. Chikkavira Raja was the last ruler belonging to this Haleri dynasty who ruled over Coorg or Kodagu. He was very weak, and the British took advantage, seeing that this person cannot rule. They took advantage of the situation and took over the administration to their hands. Kodagu remained an independent state after Indian independence, and in the year 1956 till 1947 it did not get merged with the Indian Republic of India. In the year 1956 it got integrated into then Mysore state. So nearly 9 years it was an independent state. Keladi is another dynasty. So we have heard of Keladi, another dynasty which ruled this particular region. The coastal of Karnataka is called Tulunadu, Karavali Pradesha. It is called as Tulunadu. Why? Because Tulu is the language spoken there in that particular region. That is Dakshina Kannada and Udupi. So prominently they speak Tulu language. Alupa dynasty ruled over Tulunadu, that includes the present Udupi and Dakshina Kannada districts from 17th century to 7th century to 14th century. So the Alupas were a dynasty who ruled over this Udupi and Dakshina Kannada district from 7th to 14th century. Udyavara is a place near Udupi. So that Banavasi, then Humcha, Hombucha and Mangalapura were the capitals of Alupas at different times. So depending on the situation, they had different capitals. One of the capital was Udyavara, another was Banavasi, Humcha, Mangalapura. In this way, they were different capitals by the Alupas in different times depending on the existing condition and situations. Many Palegaras, already we have told you who are Palegaras, who were the subordinates of the Vijayanagara kingdom. So ruled Tulunadu. Then Puttiges Chautas. Chautas was a dynasty. They ruled from a place called Puttige near Udupi. Bangaravadis Bangaru. Karkala plays a famous temple there. There is a Basadi also Gomateshwara statue. So Karkala, there Bhairavaru and Kasaragodu's Kumble kings were well known. In this area, the Kumbles, you might have heard of Anil Kumble. So the place called Kumble. So there near Kasargodu. So these were the different dynasties which ruled over South Canara and Udupi. The coastal Karnataka was called Canara. Karavali was called as Canara by the British. It was called as the Canara, where the Arabian Sea is there. They took over this area in the year 1801. This area, that is the Dakshina Kannada, Udupi, came under their control. They divided coastal Karnataka into Uttara Kannada and Dakshina Kannada. Uttara Kannada headquarters in Mangaluru and Uttara Kannada headquarters in Karwar and Dakshina Kannada headquarters in Mangaluru. In this way, they divided the coastal region to Uttara Kannada and Dakshina Kannada. Udupi district was a part of Dakshina Kannada, and in the year 1997, for administrative reason, it was separated, and a new district called Udupi district was created in the year 1997. So, which is famous for Lord Krishna temple, Manipal Education Center is there. We have the Malpe beach and other such places, famous places in Udupi district. So, now try to answer these questions. How many districts are there in Mysore division? Then how did the name Mysuru come into being? How did Mysore get its name? Name the Wadayar king who contributed to the development of Mysore kingdom during the early part of 20th century. Name the Wadayar who brought what you call development for the state of Mysore. What name did the Britishers give to the coastal region of Karnataka? What did the British call that region of coastal area of Karnataka? Try to fill in the blanks. Dakshina Kannada was divided in the year dash to create Udupi district. Then dash and dash are the coastal districts of Mysuru division. So, which already we have discussed in this slides. Okay. Now, coming to the natural resources. So, already we have told what are natural resources. Those things we get from nature directly. It may be water, it may be minerals, forest resource. All these are natural resources. So, this Mysore division has varied climate, means climate is different in different areas. Example, the Udupi and Dakshina Kannada district of this division have coastal areas and the coastal climate. Since the division has coastal belt, mountain ranges and dense forest, the climate of this division is called as rain based hot climate. So, there is a heavy rainfall. At the same time, there is a hot climatic condition. If you go to Udupi, Dakshina Kannada, there is very hot. Kodagu, it's a cold. Chikmagalur, it is a cold. So, you have a mix. So, it is called as a rain based hot climate. This division has extreme cold climate and moderate hot climate. We have extreme cold climate and also moderate, means neither high nor too moderate hot climate. The districts of Mysuru and Mandya have dry climate. So, climate is very dry, whereas Dakshina Kannada, it is a moisture content. So, you always sweat there. If you come to Udupi and Dakshina Kannada, so there is a lot of heat. The Udupi district of this division receives highest rainfall, whereas the Mandya district receives the lowest rainfall. So, we have the area Udupi district receiving the highest rainfall and we have Mandya district receiving the lowest rainfall in this particular division. Since the division has varied climatic condition, mountain regions, forest and varieties of crops are grown, because depending on the climatic condition and the condition of the soil, different types of crops are grown. Example, ragi, paddy, batta, green gram, hesrubele, horse gram, maize and other crops are grown here. So, in this region we find ragi, paddy, green gram, horse gram, maize and other variety of crops. You can see there are varieties of crops. Then commercial crops, coffee is there, sugarcane, tobacco, arakarat, adike, cardamom, orange. So, Kodagu famous for orange, cashew nuts, godambi and other major commercial crops also grown in this area. So, you can see that there are staple food crops, also commercial crops, both varieties of crops are grown. Chikmagalur famous for coffee. The first coffee in India was cultivated in Chikmagaluru district. So, coffee, it is told that Baba Budan So one of the saints, he had brought this from Persia, this coffee seed. Betel leaves, Vilyadale, are grown in many parts of this division. So wherever villagers eat the betel leaves for their to be lively. So these betel leaves are grown in this particular division. So you can see that all the crops are not grown in all the parts of the country. So depending on the climatic condition, the quality of the soil, different varieties of crops are grown. So then there are it is filled with the different rich and with the natural resources. There are many types of forests in Kodagu, which we look learning in tropical forest and evergreen. So like that we have different type of forests. So Kodagu, Dakshina Kannada, Mysore and Chikkamangaluru districts, we have different types of forests, means different types of trees are grown there. Teak, beete, sandalwood, honge, nandi, mati and other trees are grown available in this area. So you can see the varieties of trees. Sandalwood, Gandha is called Gandhada Nadu. Karnataka is called Gandhada Nadu, where sandalwood, it's a very costly wood. So carvings are made. It is used in the temples to apply it to the Lord as giving as prasadam. So this has got a very valuable, it's got high value. All these trees are very strong, used for furniture and other things. The forest of division are known for their quality minor forest producers like honey, adhesives. Adhesives means gum, honey means jenu, wild berries, that is fruits. So all these are grown in this particular division. You can see here Shivana Samudra waterfalls, Gagana Chukki and Barachukki. These are also coming under this division. Gagana Chukki and Barachukki because of Shivana Samudra. The division has many small and big mountains. There are small mountains and also high altitude mountains. Subramanya Hill, Subramanya, Gati Subramanya. Then Subramanya there, Kukke Subramanya. Then Himavad Gopala Swami Hill, Malay Mahadeshwara Hills near Mysore, Biligirrangana Hills, Mullanagiri, Kemmanagundi, then Chamundi Hills, Chandragiri and Indiragiri of Shravanabelagola are few known ones. So you can, so Biligirrangana Hills, BR Hills, then Malay Mahadeshwara, all these are the famous hills which are of high altitude. Shravanabelagola, where Mahamastaka takes place once in 12 years. This also comes under this division. The Mysore division is known for its dense forest and also famous for its vast biodiversity. Biodiversity means different varieties of plants are there and also animals. Tiger you can find, leopard, wild dogs, deer, fox, bison, snakes and other wildlife animals are present in this forest. Where there is a good forest reserve, there you can find all these varieties of biodiversity, different types of animals, insects, plants, all this you can find which are necessary for their survival. Then the Bannur sheep of Mandya district is very famous. Sheep called Bannur sheep. So sheep where you get the wool from that. The following are the famous rivers of this division: Kaveri river, Hemavati, Harangi river, Netravati, Kumaradhara, Vedavati, Kapila, Yagachi and Gangoli. So these are the different rivers which comes under this division. There are many waterfalls here. Example, Gagana Chukki and Barachukki, Abbe waterfalls, Irupu, Hebbe falls and other falls, waterfalls which are coming under this particular division. Then we have also get many minerals which are necessary for industrial development. Example, bauxite, felsite, chromite, limestone, sunna, manganese, granite and granite which are used for our tiles are the major minerals available in the Mysore division. So it is called as one of the rich division of Karnataka. Felsite is available only in Mysore district. The coastal district of Udupi and Dakshina Kannada are known for their fishing and have many ports. Ports means where the ships and the boats will launch there. And so we have the Malpe harbour, then the New Mangalore Port Trust we have, where international, it is called as the gateway of South Karnataka, where many ships travel from Mangalore to other parts of the world, where from other products are got into Mangaluru, from there to other parts of Karnataka, and whatever we have produced we send through Mangaluru to other parts of the world. So Mangalore Port Trust is a famous one. Processed fish is exported in city. What they will do, they will dry the fish, put it in the ice boxes, and it is exported to other countries. So fishing industry is one of the famous industry in coastal Karnataka. This has become a source of income for thousands of fishermen. So many people, their livelihood depends on this fishing. Kodagu, Chikkamangaluru and Mysore districts have become the centers of timber trade. Timber, which is wood which is required for all the industries, furniture, construction of houses. So all these comes Kodagu, Chikkamangaluru and Mysore, they are famous for timber trade. So students, so these are the questions, try to answer this. Name any two famous rivers in this division. So when there are many rivers, so any two rivers, mention them. Name the district which receives heavy and low rainfall in this division. We already discussed which district receives the highest rainfall in this particular division and which district receives the lowest rainfall. Name any two minerals available in this division. Then what is the major occupation of people in the coastal areas or Karavali Pradesha? Which is the what is the major occupation which people depend on? So this is the questions. Try to answer this. Hope you have understood these things about Mysore division, few things. So in the coming classes, we are going to discuss about other districts which come under the Mysore division. Thank you. Wish you all the best. Sai Ram.